Hello and welcome everyone, duckyobrien here, and today I'll be bringing you guys a preview of a game called The Escaper. The Escaper was developed and published by Nocturnal Works. It was released on March 9th, 2020 onto Steam with the MSRP of $3.99. Now this is an escape room game and I love escape room games. I played them way back in my college days when there were flash games. And usually they were coming out of Japan, at least the best ones were. And you know, you try to escape from a room by clicking on objects and solving puzzles. And then recently it became a trend. You could do it in real life and I was so happy. And now due to the virus, you can't have those things anymore, those escape rooms. So heart goes out to all the people working there because they're out of a job. But yeah, it's kind of scary how the virus kind of wiped the entire industry of escape rooms. Anyways, that aside, why don't we get into it? I quite like this game. I was streaming it on Twitch and then I got stuck on a puzzle because I was tired and grumpy. And yeah, I was throwing a tantrum because I couldn't solve it. Anyways, let's get into it. This is pretty much standard. You look around with the mouse, you click on objects. You can look at the object. You get pieces and you use that to interact with things. Alright, so this game has 4 rooms and all of them are pretty good. The puzzles are pretty fair for the most part. There's only one that might give people issue, and that is let's just say it has to do with music, alright? And if you are tone deaf, it is not going to end well for you. So these type of games, you kind of find objects and you interact with the room and you solve puzzles. It's all based on logic, so it's pretty fair. So let's take a look at this. As you're clicking through objects, you're interacting with them, and every puzzle can be solved with everything that you see in the room. There's no guessing for most of this. If there was guessing required, you would only need to take like 3 guesses, something very little. And you see here it says DM, it could be D minor. And what do we have here? Piano chords, and look at this. We have D minor. Check the white keys only. You're supposed to press these 3 keys down. So there's something that can help us with this. And if you look at these books here, it kind of resembles notes. What happens if you do this? Voila! Gramophone. Make sure to check every nook and cranny. So this is a postcard. My next destination, Egypt. Everything is pretty much a hint. Some games will have red herrings, which disturb me. Because it's like, you think this is a hint, but it's not. So you gotta check every nook and cranny. Underneath things, around things. Okay. Can I open this? Okay. There you go. 5, 6, 3, 7. What else can we do? Oh. Put the counterweight on the clock. Put the gramophone on the desk. Go. And if you notice here, there are 4 table legs. And there are Roman numerals, and you're like, okay, what in this room has Roman numerals? And here it is. See the little hexagon there that denotes the front left leg? So it's 5, 2, 3, 6. And there's the little hexagon. Okay, 5, 3. What was it? I think it was 5236. I don't even remember. There we go. The knife. Every time you have a knife, this game will have like something where you can interact with it. Got a blue cube. Voila! And look, a 4-digit number. Where do we see one before? Right over here, 5637. I could have gone down this way, probably faster. Okay. Now, this is where all the hints come in handy, so you have to think in terms of game design logic. You need to find a location on this globe, and you're like, how do I find the right one? You can guess, but it'll take forever. So you have to look for clues that give you a location. So example, this one gives you Egypt. Need to send it for repair. Some keys are broken, so what you're supposed to do... Sorry, excuse me. My voice was starting to sound squeaky for some reason. Just go through all the keys and note which ones are broken. So it's a W, O, F, L. And then conveniently, this has letters, 4 letters that we have. If we spell them in order, it'll spell out flow. Okay. Put the record there, and if you note here, it says Captain's Log. Play from Monday to Friday. And this one will give you a hint. To find the calling you seek, you must take on a journey to the sea. And you're like, calling? Well, there's a phone here, so probably the journey to sea refers to the captain's log, and that will give us access to the phone somehow. So everything is related. And just put in the head here. Supposed to look at this stone statue here. But sometimes, you know. That's how I solve it, just by moving it around until it goes there. Get a piece here. And you're like, well, this is obvious, it goes here, but how do I move it? So then you look around, and here we have similar markings, similar denotations of location, and we have 4 locators: the ballerina's feet and arms. So if you position it accordingly, we can get it to open. So let's see. That one is right here, one's down here. One is also down here. There we go. Now we have a six numbers, and you're like, what do we have that can give us 6 numbers? And the answer is this butterfly thing. So if you note here, the big blue one has 6. So it stands to reason that if you go from the largest to smallest, it would give you a number. So this small one should be 1, this one should be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's our code here. We got 1, we got 2 here, we got 3 here, 4 here, 5 here, and 6. And voila. You get a wind for your clock, and then you're like, alright, this is the one thing that threw me off though. So the only thing that gives you positioning of clock hands is this map here. But I already used it for the table puzzle, and most games will not give you 2 hints in 1 hint because you can throw the person off. But this one did, so stands to reason because whatchamacallit, there's no other hint. Okay. Look here, a key. I completely forgot. Is there anything that was locked? Oh yeah, down here. We got the record player, gramophone arm. Now, if you note here, it says play from Monday to Friday. So let's play it here. Wednesday, and it says 2. Thursday says 7. Friday says 3. Monday says 8. And Thursday says 4. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we also have the numbers corresponding. If you play from Monday to Friday, you get 8, 7, 2, 4, and 1. Oops, I missed it that. 8, 7, 2, 4, 3. There you go. And now we have the key. Like, oh no, it broke. Where'd it go? Well, earlier, if you notice this section here, it'll say air is coming through, so you know this is probably an exit. Okay. And we are out. Alright, I'm gonna end it here because again there are only 4 rooms and I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I only showed the first room because it's the easiest. It did take me roughly an hour, the time limit here, to solve each room. I find that most of the puzzles are fair, and if you watch my stream, there are parts where I get frustrated because I was really tired. I was cranky. But after solving it, I realized that yeah, everything is logical. Everything can be solved with what's given in the room. Even for the musical one, I'll give a small hint. You can detect the change in the pitch and write the pattern down, and then it's about the spacing between each note. So once you have the pattern down, it's a matter of, are the notes right next to each other or is there spacing between each note? And that will be enough to let you solve the problem. So it was like middle note, high note, low, middle, high, middle, middle. So I'm not spoiling it. I'm not spoiling anything. You won't know how to get to that until you get to it. But you know, it's a matter of, is it one note? Are they next to each other? Or is there 2 notes in between? 1 note in between? Anyways, other than that problem, which you can deduce by logic and a little bit of guesswork, everything else is pretty smooth. It's well made. I love escape rooms. The Flash games back in the 90s, the 2000s. I love real escape rooms. I love video game escape rooms. I love them all. And this one is pretty well made. It's not too frustrating. It's not obtuse. There are a few where you're gonna click on this one area to get that one thing. It has a few of those moments, but yeah, there you go. The Escaper out now. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you have any questions, comments, things you'd like to see, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, catch you guys next time. You have to do math.